What's up, you guys? It's Graham here, and I gotta say, I'm really happy that so many of you have been reaching out to me asking for an update on the status of this renovation. I've been a little hesitant about posting sooner because I wanted to wait until more work had been done, more progress had been made, and there's a little bit more of a substantial update to give. Kinda like with this video today. I just wish it were more good news, but yet again, this thing is just draining money. But anyway, you tell me, if you want to see more frequent videos on the status of the remodel, just let me know and I will absolutely do it. And of course, you could let me know by smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Otherwise, I'll probably keep it to every other week or so because typically with a remodel, 80% of the time it looks like this and it's a constant state of being in a mess. And then the last 2 weeks of cosmetic work go incredibly quickly because you get to visually see all the work taking place, everything coming into shape, and then all of a sudden it's done, which I cannot wait for. But back to the topic, to be honest, I did not expect this place to continually go over budget as much as it did. I didn't expect to replace so much, and what started off as a really innocent, like 2 to 3 month renovation has really just turned into a massive undertaking that I was not anticipating. Not to mention, I just had to spend another $10,000 fixing even more issues with this place. So with that said, here's what's been happening over here, everything that's gotten done, and wait for it, everything wrong with the unit. By the way, a quick thank you to SimpliSafe for sponsoring this video, but more on that later. Now, just to bring everyone up to speed who has not seen the first 3 videos of this renovation series, here's what happened. On December 11th, 2019, I posted a video of what this unit looked like once the tenant moved out. This place had been occupied for over 10 years, and the prior owner and landlord before me pretty much did no work whatsoever. Now, I don't want to say that the last owner was a slumlord, but if it talks like a slumlord and walks like a slumlord and does not smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, then it's probably a slumlord. That just basically meant that the entire place was left in deteriorating condition, it hadn't been touched in years, and it needed a complete overhaul by the time I took over. If yes, even though the tenant did leave behind a lot of trash when they vacated the property, I did want to clarify that I let them leave behind whatever they wanted to throw away, because it was going to be costing them extra for trash removal, and I was just going to be gutting the place anyway. So I offered to throw away whatever they didn't want on their behalf to save them some money. They also got their full security deposit back because, I mean, come on, like, why would I care about, like, scratches on the floors or scratches in the walls when I'm just going to go and destroy it anyway? Then in the second update of the series posted on December 20th, we started tearing apart the unit and going behind the walls to see what was behind. And that's where things started to get a bit interesting. Anytime you start a renovation, you never really know what you're getting into until you go behind the walls and then you see what you're really dealing with. Because unfortunately, drywall and paint can cover up a lot of issues that you would have never known about otherwise. And for me, one of the issues was having to replace several windows that were just so beyond repair. And then having to replace some ceiling jousts that were just sagging from old age. This one, right over here, well, all of these. And in that video, I also discussed some issues with the master bathroom layout. To be honest, it was not something I could easily figure out because it was positioned so weirdly. And any floor plan idea that was passed by just didn't seem like it would really work when you actually went and measured it out. But I think now in today's video, we have the solution. Finally, we have the latest video I posted on the series on January 10th of last month, when the cost of this unit actually ended up exceeding $100,000. And admittedly, that was way more than I originally anticipated. At first, I was realistically thinking this would be more like $65,000 to $85,000, somewhere around there. But little did I expect that this would actually turn into a complete rebuild by the time we got into it. It turned out qualified labor was way more expensive than I thought. Way more things needed to be replaced than I thought. Now that's all fine, I just want this to be done right the first time and last a very long time. But it does get a bit frustrating to see more and more bills just continually start to rack up. And then I'm just secretly thinking to myself, like, geez, what next? What else is possible that needs to come up? And that brings us to today's video. But first, I just want to give a huge thank you to SimpliSafe, who decided that they wanted to help me out with this renovation by sponsoring today's video. Now, for those that are not aware, SimpliSafe is an easy-to-use, customizable home security system that's free from contracts and any hidden fees and protects like a pro. Having just upgraded its system, SimpliSafe devices are now half the size as they were before, with double the range and 5 times faster speeds. It's also incredibly easy and intuitive to use, with 24/7 professional monitoring and 3.5 times faster dispatch speeds. SimpliSafe is also modern, comprehensive, with devices to protect your home both inside and out. Like with a video doorbell, HD cameras that alert you if anyone approaches your home, smart locks, entry sensors, motion detectors, glass break sensors, and more. That's why experts choose SimpliSafe, all for the fair and honest price of 50 cents a day with no contracts. I personally have door sensors throughout my entire place, glass break sensors, motion detectors, and cameras, so I know exactly what's going on at all times, even if I leave the house. The setup was also incredibly easy, and I did it all myself in less than an hour. They've also just introduced a new SimpliSafe lock, and since the majority of break-ins happen through an unlocked entry point, the smart lock is designed so that everything can be secured even if you forget. And you could set up unique access codes so you know exactly who is there. Not to mention you could lock or unlock the door and give access to anyone while you're anywhere in the world completely remotely through your phone. So if you're interested in learning more or arming your place like I have, use the link down below in the description or go to simplisafe.com/Graham to get one for yourself. And now let's talk about what's been going on here and everything wrong with the unit. Where to begin? Well, we may as well start with the most recent and expensive thing first, and that would be the electrical. When we got behind the walls and started looking into adding recessed lighting everywhere, we noticed that the current electrical system was just extremely old. It was all of that old knob and tube wiring that was extremely prevalent during early 1900s constructions like this one. And surprisingly, it actually held up pretty decently over the last 100 years. But even though it worked, it was definitely deteriorating, and because that type of wiring has a higher risk of fire hazard, it was best just to go and replace it all now while everything is opened up, as well as a new electrical panel for the price of another $10,000. Again, this is something that's all done by licensed electricians, so you get what you pay for. But that's another $10,000 that I'm not getting back, and that makes no difference whatsoever to the ROI on this unit. It's not like a tenant is going to pay more money for a unit with all new electrical wiring. But at the very least, it's going to be one less thing I need to do in the future, and it's not going to be something I'll have to worry about for a very, very long time. Next was that we had to replace these ceiling jousts because the old ones were 100 years old and sagging. Again, that's something that you don't really see until you take off the ceilings and then you see what's underneath and what you're dealing with. But again, that comes with the territory, and one of the reasons why I always tell people to expect it's going to cost way more than you think it will, because it always does. We also had to go and level out the floors because over time things have just shifted around a bit, and we did that by laying board over top. But the bad news is that the current hardwood floors are going to be difficult to salvage and keep everything level at the same time without spending a ridiculous amount of money. So with that, unfortunately, I think we're going to be laying new floors over top of this. But on the bright side though, even though it's going to cost more money, the new hardwood floors are going to look really good in here. I'll likely go with a luxury vinyl plank so that way it's extremely durable, it's scratch resistant, it'll be stain resistant, and it'll be perfect for the next tenants who decide to move in here. And I'm expecting that type of durability is going to last a very long time, so I'm not going to have to deal with this for a very long time. I'm still relatively undecided about whether or not I should go and replace these old louver windows. But with all of the additional costs, I'm thinking I should just leave it as is for right now, since replacing all of these is not going to give me that much higher of an ROI. And in a way, they're kind of cool to keep intact. Although unfortunately, they're kind of old, so my fingers are crossed that the new tenant who moves in really appreciates these vintage windows. We'll go with that. Besides that though, everything is coming along really nicely. They just finished opening up the wall from the living room to the dining room, and you can see they put in the supports and beam up here. We've also just started installing new electrical wiring and recessed lighting, plus we put in the plumbing to the guest bathroom and over here to the laundry area. The entire formation of the floor plan is really starting to take shape. Like, you can see where the kitchen is going to end, and where the bathroom begins, and where the bedroom begins, and where the hallway leads to the master bedroom. Now in terms of the master bathroom, this thing has just been a nightmare to design. The entire bedroom from the very beginning has had such a weird layout. Like, at first, to get access to this bedroom, you had to either walk through another bathroom or another bedroom to get to it, which was too weird. So we had to completely remove the bathroom that was here, we had to add another bathroom somewhere else, and then give this master bedroom its own bathroom to make it a proper 2-bed, 2-bath unit. But figuring out this floor plan design was awful, and typically I don't have too many issues with floor plan designs, but this thing was something else. At first, we debated having a walk-in closet on one side and then the bathroom on another. We debated having another design with the shower moved to the corner and then the toilet over here. We went through about 5 designs before eventually I had enough, and then we settled on this design that I'm showing you right here on the screen. So the toilet is going to be going over here in this corner, then the shower will take up this entire space with glass on both sides here, or alternatively I could do a shower and clawfoot tub, which might actually be kind of cool now that I'm thinking about it. So let me know your thoughts, or if you'd prefer a modern shower, comment down below and let me know. know. Then over here, we're going to be having a 2-sink vanity with a mirror above. Overall, I'm hoping this layout should provide enough space that if 2 people are in the bathroom at once, smashing the like button, it should still be a functional layout that doesn't look weird. Then that leaves space for the closet to go along this entire wall here, which at first I wasn't sure about, but now that you see it in person, it's really more than enough space for a unit of this size. So overall, yeah, this is now going to be costing me over $110,000 to fix up with me redoing all the wiring, not including, by the way, anything else that goes wrong. But I have to say, at the very least, I see this as money well spent, because not only is this going to be less that I'll have to do in the future, but it's also going to increase the value of the property as well. I also fully acknowledge that yes, I could have gotten these costs down a little bit further if I managed the project myself and I did more shopping around. But at that point, I'm willing to pay a little bit more money to save myself a little bit more time to focus on other things that should end up making me more money than what I end up paying out. Plus, from a tax perspective, everything that I spend could be depreciated against my rental income in the future, therefore saving me more money on taxes. For all of you real estate people out there who love saving money on taxes, here's how it works. One is by taking the total cost of the renovation and then dividing that by 27.5, and that means every year you could depreciate that amount against your income. So that means for me, in that situation, the first $4,000 of rental income is going to be completely tax-free. Or you have another option to do what's called cost segregation analysis. This is when you could accelerate the depreciation of certain items like flooring, countertops, and other things over a shorter amount of time. So instead of depreciating something like that over 27.5 years, you might be able to do it over 5 or 7 years. So in a way, even though I'm spending all of this money to try to fix it up and therefore get a higher rental rate when that's done, I'm still able to use these costs as a write-off to save on taxes at the same time. So at least that's a pretty good reason to invest in real estate, spend money fixing it up, make it look nicer, and that will offset some of the cost in the future in terms of what you pay in taxes against your income. So as of now, that's where we are. I'm guessing we're still another 2 months away from finishing everything, which I'll admit is a little bit longer than I would have liked, because every month this place sits empty is $3,000 more in lost rent. But when it comes to that, patience is always key, and I knew what I was getting myself into. And I'll be sure to keep everyone posted as more work gets done, and of course as I end up spending more money on this. Plus, thank you again to Simply Safe for sponsoring this video and keeping a watchful eye on it for whenever I'm away. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, if you guys enjoy videos like this, make sure to destroy the subscribe button, notification bell. Feel free to add me on Instagram. I post there pretty much daily, so if you want to be a part of it there, feel free to add me there. As on my second channel, The Graham Stephan Show, I post there every single day. I'm not posting here, so if you want to see a brand new video from me every single day, make sure to add yourself to that. And lastly, if you guys want 2 free stocks, use the link down below in the description. Webull is going to be giving you 2 free stocks when you deposit $100 on their platform, and one of those stocks could be valued up to $1,400. So if you want 2 free stocks, just use that link down below in the description. Enjoy them. Let me know what 2 free stocks you get. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.